country serenading.
Well, it could actually get us like a copyright strike.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It actually did that on one that I was recording.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I recorded a video, but I forgot to turn the baby monitor off. So, and then when I went to upload it, it gave me a copyright strike because it could hear the music in the background. Check, check, check.
Check, check, check.
All right, we're gonna call that a sound check. That's how professional we are, right there. You know, we got to. Who's rolling? Ah, that is a very good question. Chris Girardi's on here. Nay
Woohoo!
is on here. Oh, they had a big weekend at Cherry Capital Comic Con. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome for demoing the Pulp Alley stuff there. Gosh, look at my hair, sweetheart. I feel like a. Oh, Scudfish, you're up in Montreal. That's up there in the Canada way. Don't forget that we are doing Dice-O-Rama tonight. So be sure and enter your number from 1 to 12 into the chat. Bessy will be rolling this evening. Ptolemachus from the Pennsylvania Ptolemachuses. Howdy, says Red Miss Gregory. We got a 9 from DW. Derek Bida says 7. Nay wants a 9 also. She knows a good deal when she sees it. Neil Morgan is a 7. Scott Howland is a 3. Bry G is a 10. Scudfisher is a 2. Sean Hudson thinks I'm rolling. Oh, Sean. Sean Hudson in El Paso. Wish we could get Sean on here to play again with us. Sean, when we get the campaign wrapped up, we need to get you back on here to play again. William McKinney says a 7. Marty Devine is a 4. GW Rules Holt is a 6. Very good. Wait, Ptolemachus, are you giving me another number?
I don't have a Telemachus on here yet.
All right, you got a 12. Damian Larson thinks a 12. Well. Oh, I wish I had my glasses. I don't have my glasses on. Doggone it. I'm not going to be able to see a thing tonight. I guess. Oh, look, there they are. I can go get them.
Oh, look, there they are. Stop. You're scaring people.
Those are the glasses when I work. Those are the glasses I wear when I'm working on stuff because I can't see anything anymore. Just shades of blurs. We will officially go live in a little less than 2 minutes. I dream of minis. Thank you so much. I don't know what Dice-O-Rama is, but I'll go with a 9. Very good, not question. Dice-O-Rama, Bessy is going to roll a d12. And everybody that guesses the right number is going to win a little something. Just a little something. Nothing big, nothing huge, but a little something something. So I'm so torn on the new Indiana Jones movie, and I don't know. I'm just really torn on this. Big Indiana Jones fan. I like my Indiana Jones, but
This makes me want to watch the originals.
yeah, makes me want to go back and watch the first 3, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't even mind the fourth one. The fourth one kind of took a little bit of a dip, but it had some cool stuff in there. And I guess that's what I kind of get out of stuff like that is that, oh, I didn't turn the other lights on. Let's see. Let's turn that on. Turn that on. Okay. All right. I guess that means officially we've gone live. So we are doing the drawing for the awesome Sarissa Precision warehouse this evening. So that's the big thing. We have a few other stuff that we're going to chat about. Derek Bidas, I'll be first in line. Derek Bidas says I'll be first in line. What are other folks' thoughts? I have
It
to
completes the set, says Charlie.
completes the set. Okay, all right. Who is that owl? Oh, yes, the owl. Got to watch the new one. It completes the set. Howdy, everyone. Adios, Green Ghost. Thank you so much for joining. Eric Miller, thank you so much for joining. So, we're going to be giving away the Sarissa Warehouse tonight. We'll do the drawing at about the 15-minute mark. So, in about 14 minutes from right now. And then here's a peek at all of the names we have to dump in the Fez O'Doom. The Fez O'Doom will be the official drawing hat today. It's got a little name tag in there, made in China and size and everything. So you got to be careful. Make sure Bessy doesn't draw that out. But look at all these names. We got a Pierce Prisba. We got a Mr. Drunken Ronin here. We got Kevin. We got Joe Little. We got Lego Boy Will. We got a lot of new names being thrown in the hat tonight. So lots of fun stuff there. So we'll see how that goes. And we are going to do Dice-O-Rama tonight. Bessy will roll this D12. So if you're on here and you want to have a chance at the roll, what you can win tonight is one of these cool promo cards called Fightin' Dirty. Fightin' Dirty. Let's give you guys a look at what it looks like here. That's Fightin' Dirty. Before you roll to brawl or shoot an enemy, shift your character's dice type down to shift the enemy's dice type, all skills down. So that's a kind of interesting little fighting dirty card there. So you can think about how that would be used if you're up against somebody that has much higher or much lower dice type than you. You can shift yours down to make them shift theirs down. So pretty cool there. Bessy's going through the Dice-O-Rama. So we'll do the drawing for the Sarissa building. I think I've shown the heck out of my version, but for those of you that aren't on here regularly, I'll show you again. This is the one that I put together. So we did a review out there. Now I added some fun stuff to mine, like this little chimney up here, and a little stink pipe, and another vent over here, and this little rooftop access here. And then, of course, on the inside, I added a ladder right there too. So that's the ladder that you can use to access the roof. On the inside, I added a few things like some extra piping over there, a junction box at the back there. So another little hatch underneath the staircase. Can't hardly see it, but it's there. There's another little hatch under the staircase. So a lot of those sort of things are good for plot points. You can use those to represent, you need to break into the warehouse and shut off the power. That could be the junction box, or sneak down into the sewers could be the hatch leading down, or get up on the roof. So there's different things that could be plot point oriented there, as the same with decoration. Now, what I didn't do is I didn't really go overboard. I didn't really decorate the building itself as far as boxes or desks and things like that, because I want to change that sort of stuff up from one scenario to the next. I want to have the freedom to one scenario. It could be a workshop. I could put some workshop equipment in there, like a spinning lathe and a ribbon saw and stuff like that. Or the next time, I might want it just to be full of crates. So by not fully decorating it, or I might want it to be a little office place and have a desk up there and some tables and chairs and things like that. So by not fully decorating it with that stuff, it leaves it flexible, where I can kind of play that a little bit different. Now, the Sarissa buildings, and I ordered, this was my very first Sarissa building For those of you that don't know that, this is the very first building I ever purchased from Sarissa, and this wasn't a promotional item or anything like that. This is something, we buy these things out of our own pocket. So um, this was the very first Sarissa building that we purchased.
Yep.
And overall, I was happy enough with it that I ordered a couple more. So I ordered a one that's called the commercial building. So it's kind of a shop sort of thing. And I thought it would fit several different settings. And then I also ordered a fire station, which again, I thought would kind of work as a garage or that sort of thing too, even a small warehouse. Okay, we are currently about 8 minutes away from doing our drawing. So we're going to roll the dice, and then don't forget to hey, Frank is on here. Thank you so much for joining, Frank. Randy Wendell, he's on here too. The Dice-A-Rama tonight just got one. Did Dave or Bessy say what his favorite line of MDF is? Just got on. I don't know that I could really say that I have a current favorite. I would say that in the past it would probably have been Foreground, because Foreground had a lot of the things that I like to check off the boxes on. Do you have doors that open and close? I like doors that I can open to show that the door is open, and I like to be able to close it. So yeah, I have quite a collection of Foreground stuff, and I like the size. I like the scale. There are sets out there that are too big for me, and I'm not going to name the names, but maybe folks know who they are out there. But there are sets out there that are really geared more towards 35 millimeter figures, like big beefy miniatures, and that's just not what we do. For Pulp, most of our figures are in that very firmly in that 28 millimeter range. Whether or not you're doing Pulp figures or Cobblestone or Artisans Thrilling Tales, or of course Pulp Alley miniatures, we're very firmly in that 28 millimeter scale, and all of those pretty much match. So as soon as you start building your terrain for 35 millimeter, it just looks too weird. I don't know anybody that really does anything too small necessarily, as far as if they say they do 28 millimeter. So I guess right now I would say I really enjoy Things from the Basement. I've been doing a lot of Things from the Basement stuff. Um, I've been enjoying the Sarissa, the one Sarissa that I got. So I did order a couple more of those. And supposedly the Foreground stuff is still available out there, but I'm not exactly sure how to go about getting it. So, and that was an absolutely massive line of terrain. So who knows what they did with that. Dice-A-Rama tonight, you want to make sure that you get in your D12. So if you TT,
Did someone say combat TT?
yeah, that's big stuff. Yeah. The Marvel Crisis Protocol, that's probably big too. That's probably pretty big. When you put your miniatures next to the door, it just maybe not. It might not be the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, TT has big doors. Their doors are just way out of scale with the miniatures. The terrain just feels too big for me. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of TT stuff, but the 2 or 3 pieces that I got, it didn't make me want to buy any more of it. So it is what it is. Doesn't mean that it's not great for other folks. I've had a lot of luck getting Foreground stuff from Noble Knight. Very good. Yeah, Noble Knight. That's a great little mail order place, or online place, I guess would be more accurate to call it. Mail order. Nobody does mail order
Nobody does
anymore.
mail order.
Showing my age there. So that's pretty cool. I think Noble Knight, and of course they have Pulp Alley stuff too. So go over and check out their Pulp Alley range that they carry. Um, so that's good as well. The Dicerama tonight is for a Fighting Dirty card. So we'll do several rolls. Bessy will make several rolls. Now, on all of these things that we're going to give away here tonight, make sure that you claim your prize. So nothing worse than somebody winning this and we don't know where to send it to. So if you're the winner, and I guess we'll put the name in the comments or on the a post or whatever it's called when the video is done, so you can make sure that you know who the winner was. Um, you got to make sure you give us your mailing address, your actual name, because the uh, the YouTube stuff and a lot of the YouTube entries that we have here are not, aren't going to help us deliver this package to you. And the foreground, Marty says foreground is still available from Time Again in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that was available. I can't confirm that. I don't know that, but that's
We
something
can
that
neither
I had heard.
confirm nor
Yeah,
deny.
can neither confirm nor deny. So tell me about Indiana 5. Are Indiana Jones 5? Are we going to go see that, or what do you think?
It's up to you. I don't have a strong opinion, but
It's
we
Indiana
can
Jones.
we can always make fun of it
Yeah.
if necessary.
Yeah. I don't know. Supposedly it's and just from folks that are talking about it out there, supposedly it is very dark. It's darker like Temple of Doom
Temple of Doom.
was.
Temple of Doom was dark.
Was fairly dark one. So
It
it
still gives me a little heebie-jeebies.
is kind of leaning towards that a little bit as their last hurrah here. Red Mist says eBay as well, way old cheaper shipping for US than the UK. I've ordered brownstone and hotel from Atomic Laser Cut Designs. Very cool. Well, I'll have to check those out as well. I know that they have some cool stuff. No, it's not too late, Chewbacca growl. He says number 3 for, and by the way, if anybody's out there and you haven't got in your D12 number, go ahead and get it in right now. You still have a couple minutes. If you haven't given Bessy a number, pick a number between 1 and 12 for Dicerama, and we are Chewbacca growl. Thank you so much for joining as well. I don't know.
I mean, I'm up for it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen everyone that
Frank said 7. Is he already on there for 7?
Nope.
Frank. Thank you, Frank. So, yeah, if you haven't entered a number, the pulp line for foreground can be found at Great Escape Games under their Chicago Way line or Chicago Way line. Well, that's good. I actually liked their that group of figures, the tobacconist and the jeweler, I think. And there was like 3 or 4 buildings that they had. I don't know if they're carrying all of that stuff. Then you can hate it or love it.
I mean, I slugged through Crystal
Joe Little
Skull.
gave us a 6. Did we get 6 on there? Okay.
And if I can trudge through that, I can trudge through anything.
About 1 minute. 1 minute is the go time for this. So a few things that I really liked about the Sarissa is that the shipping actually is pretty reasonable for shipping on this, especially considering the weight. And it looks like they have a depot or whatever you want to call it in Florida. So when you order something from the UK, it looks like they ship it all to Florida and then they divvy it up from there and send it out. Because whenever I get packages from Sarissa, it's always listed as coming from Florida. Can any of you out there confirm or deny that? Is that the way your packages come too? If you get from Sarissa, I like the scale on Sarissa. I found this building to be the right size for what I wanted to be able to do with it William Schmidt-Matson gets an 8 in right at the wire. Time is now officially up on the Dice-A-Rama numbers. So let's do the drawing.
Okay.
Let's do the drawing. So we have a huge pile of names here. We're going to go ahead and do the drawing. Just good luck to everybody. Bessy will draw one name. Don't draw the Made in China
I
tag
can't
out.
confirm or deny that will
If
not
she
happen.
draws the Made in China name out, let's see, how am I going to do this? Ptolemychus is going in there. Chewbacca Growl is going in there. I see a Derek Vitus going in there. I see a Scott Howland going in there. I see Scudfisher. I see Eric Miller and many, many more. So I'm going to give them a mix. This is so after we draw the name for, hey, boys and girls, right now, if you haven't already, please take a moment and hit that like button for us. That's a big deal to us. It's important that we do that to try and grow our silly little channel here, and let us show your support, I guess. Show your support by hitting that like button for us. If you're not a subscriber, you ought to be. For the record, it's Beatus. So I've been pronouncing Bitus wrong the whole time.
Beatus.
I don't know why Bessy didn't correct me already on that, because she's a stickler for that sort of thing.
I am a stickler.
Beatus. Okay. I bet you get that mispronounced a lot. Lucky Fingers Bessy. That's what they call her. That's what they call her around the old trailer park. Old Lucky Fingers Bessy.
It's a mobile home place.
One name, Bessy. One name. Only one name, not 12. One name out of there.
I do what I want.
One name only. One name for the Sarissa warehouse. What are you doing? You can't hide it. Put it out here. No shenanigans, lady. Andrew Burridge. Not a completely unfamiliar name. Andrew Burridge is the winner. Congrats to Andrew Burridge, the winner of the Sarissa warehouse. Now, Andrew, you got to make sure you claim this, brother. You got to make sure you claim this this by sending us an email, or you can send us a message via Facebook.
But I gotta have it.
Yeah, we can't ship it unless we know until we have a confirmation of your address. So now we're going to switch over directly to Dice-A-Rama.
Dice-A-Rama.
Let me see if there's anything else.
The only thing on there was phone.
So I've got this. My latest obsession is phone booths. And it's a kind of one of those weird things, because every once in a while someone will ask me, well, why don't you include phone booths in your sets? When you're setting up for the table, that would be a cool thing to include out there as a phone booth. And I guess the big reason is, for me, it feels out of place. So I don't include phone booths, because for me, the 1930s, the 1940s are really not the sort of time period where you have phone booths all over the city.
Yeah.
It's just very uncommon. So I'd be interested to know out there if anybody can identify a movie or a serial from the 1930s or 1940s that has a freestanding outside phone booth. Now, oftentimes in the old movies and the old serials, they will show phone booths, but they're always ones that are inside. They're in cafes, they're in movie theaters, they're at train stations, they're at drugstores was the big one. I could even think of, they're always in a drugstore, right? You would pull over the police phone booths. You could put in a police phone. I think the police had the police phone box if you're doing it in the U.S. I don't remember. I'm not saying that they didn't, but in the U.S. you had a police phone box that you would go up and unlock and open it up and have a phone in there. But that would be, they didn't have phone booths as far as I'm aware of. So they're in the lobbies and things like that. So one of the cool things that I found on YouTube, and you guys might want to have to rewatch. See, even in the Maltese Falcon, when he goes and uses a phone, it does not clearly identify it as an interior or an exterior space. It so it could just as easily be an interior space. But by the 1940s, the phone company started putting in at the for World War II. The phone company started putting in outdoor phone booths near military installations because a lot of those places didn't have phones yet. So they would put in a row of phone booths where people that are working on building the installation or the GIs or whatever would have a place to go out and go to. So it's not that sort of thing. I'm not talking about those sort of, you know,
I feel like there was
banks of
in Thin Man.
okay, well, let's go back and watch before you commit to it.
I just
Which
remember,
one?
First
The first one?
one.
Okay, let's go
Was
back
that the
and
one with
watch.
Jimmy Stewart?
No.
Was that the second one?
Yeah, it's either the second or the third one.
No, it's not the third one. Get serious.
Maybe. So not just talking about payphones, not just we're talking about, you know, those and what's fun is on YouTube you can go back and you can find these videos of people filming streets. So you can actually find people that were driving around, just no story whatsoever, just
Bunch of
driving
weirdos.
around. Yeah. And I'm just like loving these videos. I'm loving these videos. So it's just some person with a camera in the back of a flatbed pickup or whatever, just driving around filming the road. And what is so cool about it is that you get actual real life scenes of what the streets looked like in the 1930s. So far, I have yet to ever see a phone booth in anything from like the 1930s or the 1940s. Once you get into the 1950s, I found like in a 12-minute video, I found what could possibly have been one phone booth. But then once you get into the 1960s, that's really where the explosion occurs. So when I start thinking of phone booths out on the streets, I think more like 60s and 70s as the start of that sort of thing. And there was a big push. And the reason why is because aluminum and glass. Aluminum and glass were both highly rationed during the war. So it's not until the late 1950s, the 1960s, and so on, that they have a stockpile of extra aluminum and glass to start building all those phone booths everywhere. And what was interesting is I found one of those city view videos from the 1960s, and there was a phone booth practically every minute.
Yeah.
So out of about a 9-minute video, I counted about 8 different phone booths just as the car was driving along the roads. So that's pretty interesting. So help me track that down. If you think there's a serial out there, Bessy thinks that Thin Man has a phone booth in it, an outside phone booth. So we'll have to take a look at that one. All right. And Maltese Falcon was another good one, but I've looked at that one too, and I wouldn't be able to claim that as being an outdoor. So we're going to give away some fighting dirty cards. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button. Let's get Bessy. Here is roll number 1 for some fighting dirty. Now, just like before, if we roll this for you, what's the number?
6.
Am I on the right camera? 6. Okay, who is 6s?
We have GW Rules Holtz.
GW Rules.
Idiot Luggage.
Idiot Luggage. Mr. Luggage to his friends, idiot to his enemies.
Joe Little.
Joe Little, fighting dirty. Joe Little's a fighting dirty fella, from what I've heard.
I think that's it.
Okay, so that's 3. Let's keep going. Bessy, roll that.
You're touching my dice.
2.
Hey.
Do you have any 2s?
Scud Fisher.
Scud Fisher. I see a Randy Wendell too. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Randy Wendell.
Keep going.
Let's keep going. Let's do one more.
Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
8.
Oh boy, we
An
got a
8.
Chris Girardi.
Chris
Woo-hoo!
Girardi got us your fighting dirty card.
We got a William Schmidt-Matson. who
William
came in
Schmidt-Matson.
just under the wire. I think that's it.
All right.
No.
Oh.
Don Lovejoy.
Don Lovejoy got an 8 in there. All right. 2. Okay. I got enough here for one more roll.
One more.
One more roll. So if we roll a number that's already been rolled, we will re-roll.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oops.
2. We did that already.
A
7.
7. Okay, we got some 7s. We have a Vern Jeske.
Vern Jeske.
We have a Derek Beatus.
Derek Beatus.
By Beatus. It's got to be his new name. Neil Morgan.
Neil Morgan.
William McKinney.
William McKinney.
Frank.
And Frank. All right. So you 73 people, make sure that you send Bessy your mailing address so that she knows where to mail these lovely fighting dirty cards, because there's nothing more that Bessy likes than fighting dirty.
Oh, that's a good number, Vern. It's a good luck number. His son's jersey number is 7.
Does he always pick 7? I thought he did 10s.
Maybe he just did
Joe
tonight.
Little. Who's been talking about my fighting? Fighting dirty. You get a reputation on the street, sir. You get a rep. Boys and girls, don't forget that we do a live game every Sunday. You got to make sure that you join us for our live games on Sunday. Right now, we're doing the Vice Alley campaign as soon as we're done with that. And it could go for another month. I don't really know. It's an interesting thing about the Vice Alley campaign is that it does not have a hard stop. It's technically supposed to go until someone is able to defeat the Spectre. And that can take a bit of a time to work up to. When is Pulp Casino? No wagering, Mr. Weird War. No wagering, sir. Absolutely no wagering.
I agree, Chewbacca.
What? What did Chewbacca say?
Still sad about Dottie's new reputation.
Oh.
Besmircher.
We know the truth. We know the truth about Dottie is a pillar of virtue. And I guess that's why, she gets a little razzing once in a while, but she's
It's more than razzing, sir. It's more than razzing.
Playing games every Sunday. Is she? Oh, she could switch.
She's an
sides.
angel.
She is an angel. She is an angel. She's one of the good
She'd probably
ones.
make a lot of money though at Red Queens.
What are you talking about? What kind of talk is that? Someone's besmirching her.
I'm just saying she could make some money.
Okay. All right. Boys and
But she
girls, thank you
wouldn't.
so much for joining us tonight. Please join us again on Sunday and watch our live game. As soon as we wrap up the campaign, we will start doing one-off games again, and then that's when we would love to get as many folks involved as possible. Come on here on a Sunday morning and play a game with us. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
All
great.
right. Bessy, play us out of here. Bye, everybody.
Doodaloo. Do you think that would be a
What?
copyright chart? Doodaloo doo 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 doo.
Bessy, what did you say?
Doing the Bluey song.
What about the Bluey song?
If that would get us a copyright.
Not the way
infringement.
we do it. It's not like it's. That's. I don't think
I'm
so.
spot on. I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
think-
about.
You're
I'm
way
spot
off.
on.
You are way off,
You're
lady.
way off,
You're way
pal.
off, lady. Way off.